Welcome back to another video. Today I'm explaining one of the earliest protagonists in the man I hate the most in the Fire Force franchise, and it's that boy Giovanni. Of course, Giovanni used to be a captain of the Special Fire Force Company 3, but had to leave because he revealed himself to be part of the White Clad. Of course, he is labeled, you know how his, can I even say that without getting demonetized? You can see how he looks, where he covers up mostly and wants to be a researcher, thick and thin, through his use of bugs, as his true form is that of a mutated bug, mostly hidden behind wearing his plague doctor's mask. In the place of a traditional body, he would use a swarm of insects of incalculable size and variety. Among them were 7 robotic winged bugs that issued directions to the collective, and parasitic bugs with the ability to turn humans into infernos. Of course, background: Giovanni's ancestors helped to construct the Amaterasu generator alongside the Joseph clan and the founders of what would become Hajime Industries. And while a source of power and stability for the people of the Tokyo Empire, Giovanni's bloodline knew it was intended to be a means of ensuring another cataclysm would be successful. And while vital to the project, the Joseph clan would realize there was a human being at the core of the system and would abandon their position, and that the Giovanni family would monitor for many years. Of course, they're talking about the girl that is in the Amaterasu generator. Anyway, in his youth, Giovanni was the apprentice to Vulcan's grandfather alongside Vulcan's father, and on the day Giovanni left the workshop, both his master and fellow student went infernal at the same time, setting them up for disastrous consequences. Anyway, Giovanni started working for Hajime Industries in spite of Joseph's family disdain for the organization. Outside of that, with his physical abilities, despite his thin build, Giovanni proved himself to be very durable, as he was able to quickly recover from heavy blows dealt to him by both Shinra and Captain Obi. And with his pyrokinetics, he is a second generation pyrokinetics, as he used his ability to manipulate external flames and control the various gadgets and mechanisms that he keeps hidden under his coat. He is also able to launch his mechanical hands as projectiles and control their movements in mid-air, as these hands were connected to wires that can be heated until they slice through trees and human beings. Of course, he is incredibly intelligent, as he worked with Vulcan, and his intelligence also allows him to create a variety of tools, including mechanical arms and blades that are strong enough to directly grapple with Obi in a test of strength. Impressive. Insect psychology. Giovanni revealed to Shinra and Arthur that he modified his own body even further by transforming into countless firebugs and getting insect-like traits. We really don't see what he actually looks like. I'm not sure. You could fact check me later. To increase his abilities even further with his body composed of bugs. He can sense and react to even bullet fire at superhuman speeds, thanks to his eyes not being compounded in ways similar to conventional flies, and even sense emotions and intent by interpreting pheromones like that of moths that are also inside his body. He can also transfer his consciousness as into the body of someone else by setting a bug to bite them and infiltrate their brain. Using this, he was able to escape death and prolonging his life by jumping from one host to another. So we don't really know the original host of Giovanni. Once the bug is in the victim's brain, his mind is one with his new body, and nothing can be changed that unless he chooses to leave his new host. However, the victim can be returned to normal if only the bug is destroyed without harming the victim's brain. Incredibly hard to do, such as with the effect of a gamma knife. Of course, we see him in the Preacher Pursuit arc, the Vulcan Workshop arc, the Netherworld arc, where he is one of the main antagonists, Operation Nether Investigation arc, another one where he's the antagonist, and the Battle of the Amaterasu arc, where Giovanni has to fight Lisa. Of course, we see him pop up again in the Great Cataclysm arc, but I cannot go into detail to what he does. Anyway, subscribe. The only reason I can't talk about that Great Cataclysm arc, as I mentioned in other videos, is that that arc is at the end of this Fire Force season, and spoiler warnings, of course. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.